Coach, how does Channing Frye change the Cavaliers?
He gives them another spacer, gives the ball more room to move with Irving and James. Just another guy that spaces the floor. They already got Jones, they got Love. They got guys that are really capable of doing that, but just gives them another one. And he's a career big-time three-point shooter, so we got to make sure we know where he is, cover the paint first, and then make sure our closeouts are great.
Is that LeBron left pick and roll the toughest to defend around the league?
It's one of them, and one of them starts with James. I mean, he's one of the most intelligent players in the NBA. You can take one thing away from him, then he's going to find the other hole to go into or to hurt you with. So it's a great challenge for us to have to do multiple things in a pick and roll scheme. Again, you got a superstar like that who has the athletic ability and the willingness to make a play for his teammates is a hard combination to find, because a lot of guys like that say, hey, I'm the man, I'm going to do it, but he enjoys helping his teammates make a play.
How different would it be as a coach if you had Damari to stick on LeBron?
Well, ifs and buts are candy and nuts, and we don't have Damari, so we got to go with who we got, and that's the thing. And, James Johnson's got to do a great job. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for it's a challenge for DeMar, it's a challenge for Pat, DeMar DeRozan. So we got to go. You wish you had, Damari, but again, we don't. So, we're playing wish games. So we got to go with the guys we got, and I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, Bruce, but it's the truth. And the next guy's got to take the challenge.
You talked the other day about the dangers of complacency, of kind of the Raptors assuming that they belong here and they can just cruise into it. Is tonight a game where you don't have to worry about that?
Well, we shouldn't. I mean, every night is a night for me. I say this every game, and I know people I see the rolled eyes and all that. But again, we got to come out and play to our identity each night to win. And, because we're not going to go out there and just, turn it on and turn it off and beat people. And again, it's a test between two good teams, but I promise you, Detroit sitting there in Detroit Sunday night is going to be just as difficult. So if we win, it doesn't measure our season. If we lose, it doesn't measure our season. So we got to go out, play our game, and go from there.
Can you prove anything in one game against?
No, you can't. No, there's not you can't prove. You go out and lay an egg, it proves something. But if you go out and just lose the game or whatever, or you go out and just win the game, it's 1 out of 82, and it's another opportunity for us to go and see where we have to get better. Just like it will be for Sunday night, and that's what we try to approach each game, because you're getting this up and down and new gunslinger coming in town. Now here comes OKC, here comes this team, that team. You'll be on an emotional and physical roller coaster. You got to go and be consistent.
Does having Cleveland kind of within sight last year, there wasn't a real possibility of catching, but having them just at 3.5 games out there, does that make your job easier?
No, it does, because we don't have a big lead in our division, locked in, and all that stuff. That's an easier sell. Motivation, even to get, whether it's chasing Cleveland or chasing home court, whatever it is, or just to get into the playoffs, whatever it is, it's easier because we don't have that cushion. We don't have the luxury of 11 games or whatever in the division last year, because the division means nothing this year. So that's a bet, and we fell in that trap last year.
We were chatting the other day about LeBron, and some people might suggest he's slipping a little bit. What do you think?
I don't see it whatsoever. The numbers, I love the commercial where Brian Burke says, analytics doesn't measure, a guy blocking a puck with his nose, and that's LeBron James. No, numbers don't measure his intelligence, his athletic ability, his strength, his power. His persona. You can't measure all that, and that all that's worth something to a team. I guarantee you, everybody on that team's numbers are up because of him. And so, as long as he's present, it's a problem. It's a problem.
For a player like Corey, who hasn't really played the amount of minutes that he's playing this year before, is it sort of surprising to see him get better and better the more minutes that he's actually?
No, I think he hit a wall there, Josh, and he's bounced back. He had got some rest. You know, he cut his minutes just a little bit, but you know, but he's bounced back. I think, you know, and I think energy-wise, physically, he's in a better place than he was when he hit that slump. Because he was playing high minutes and he did have a high usage rate, whether it's defending or pick and roll and stuff like that. So I think he's back now, and our thing now is to make sure he stays there and not, you know, watch his minutes from that standpoint. But I think he's okay. He's a young kid. You know, he's leading us. He's doing an excellent job for us. So this should be exciting for him, being at home doing those things.
What's it done for Corey's confidence to be the guy who does get to go in at the end of games now, which earlier in his career he just wasn't getting that opportunity?
Well, I think he did every once in a while, Rachel in San Antonio, but it wasn't, you know, he knew he wasn't the man. I mean, you know, so it should because he's been a huge plus for us on both ends of the floor, definitely on the defensive end of the floor. He's one of the most tenacious defenders in our league on the ball. And so, you know, he's really helped us from that standpoint, able to rest Kyle and keep Kyle's usage down defensively. So it should help his confidence, and he's a young player in this league, and so he's just going to continue to grow. There's different parts of his game that every year is going to get better. I foresee him becoming an elite three-point shooter. That's his next step, is not just to be a good three-point shooter, be an elite. And then you add that to his speed and quickness, then you have something in an all-around player.